Hello, 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 and welcome back to Luminous's Intuitive Talks, where we receive advice, messages, warnings, and things we'd like to hear and things we would rather not. So let's go ahead and get right into today's message. So, we are going to talk about what it means to be a highly favored person, a divine person in God's eyes. Okay? So we know, as we see nowadays, the people that most of society look up to, and they glorify and give very much attention and praise to most of the time nowadays are like what, celebrities. They're people that are in the public eye, people who have a lot of money, people have flashy things in life, people who live the lavish lifestyles. Those are the people that society wants us to look up to and be our role models and be of light. But is that really what being a highly favored person is? Is that really what it means to be highly favored, to be divine, to be somebody that is prosperous or abundant? None of those things mean any of that. We like to see having materialistic wealth and possessions as being something that is to glorify. We think that being rich and having all the money in the world and having all the nice things is what makes us kings and queens and emperors and empresses. But yet, none of those things establish any of that. None of those things mean anything. Materialistic wealth means absolutely nothing. What being a divine person and being somebody highly favored is a person who knows how to treat other people, a person who has integrity, a person who knows how to respect people, a person who knows how to respect themselves, a person who has self-love and can be honorable in how they present themselves. It's not about the positions we hold. It's not about the amount of public fame we receive. It's not about what we have, what we own. It's not about any of that. It's how we carry ourselves as one. Are we loving? Are we caring? Are we giving? Do we contribute to today's society? Do we love others as we love ourselves the right way? You see, there are so many people that are rich. There are so many people that have big houses, a lot of cars, a lot of land. They own so much. But does that make them happy? Does that make them good people? Does that really make them a role model, somebody to look up to? They may be inspiring in how they go about gaining, but again, does that make them a good person? Does that make them happy within? You know, I always talk about how having everything does not create happiness, abundance, or wealth. That doesn't create any of that. It's just things to have and things to own. But does that make us whole within ourselves? You know, a lot of people may seen Jesus, you know, how they spoke about him in the Bible. They would have seen him as poor, or they would have seen him as not being a emperor. He wasn't a king. That's what people would see him as. Just because he wasn't rich with much materialistic wealth. But if you think about it, he was a king and a emperor in every way. It's about his heart. It was about what he did for his people, the sacrifices he made. His abundance came from God because he had a pure heart. So he didn't need for anything. You see, when you work for God and not for man, God will provide. God will give us everything that we need to survive. God will provide everything for us. And that is what we have to see and understand. You know, when I speak about, you know, doing things from a passion, like if you want to make some money or if you want to create wealth or abundance, I always suggest to do it from the perspective of your passion. Because when you do things from your passion and from love and from a right place, that is when God will see you through. There may be people that may laugh. There may be people that will tell you that you cannot do it, or that your dream is impossible, or your vision won't happen. But guess what? It is not their vision or dream to have. The reason why we can see our dreams and our visions the way we see it is because it was meant for us and us only to see it. Because we are the ones who can see it through. Nobody else can. Just us. You are a king or a queen. You are an empress or an emperor by the way you go about things, by the way you live your life. Do you carry yourself with dignity? pride, respect, and love all together? Are you somebody who does things for the right reasons and not to just get over on other people or to one up? Are you a person who goes after your dreams? Are you inspired by yourself? Or do you wait for others to validate your next move? We are the ones who establish who we are going to be in life and what we are going to be seen as. You may not have all the money in the world, may not have all the cars in the world. We may not have everything that we want and just really want to possess right now. But the harder we work for things, the better and easier it will become. Of course, when we first start off, it won't be easy. But when you're really passionate about something, that is when it becomes something that is not impossible. Because when you believe, that is when you start to win. You don't have to be a celebrity to be wealthy. We are wealthy by our wisdom. We are wealthy by our knowledge. We are wealthy by the decisions that we make in life. What is something that is detrimental, like a decision? When we make our choices and our decisions every day, we have to ask ourselves, is this a good decision? Is this a good idea? Or is this a bad idea or a bad decision? Is this going to sabotage me? Or is this going to lead me somewhere prosperous? So that is what we have to do sometimes. We have to take time out to put ourselves in order from inside and outside, within and outside. That is what makes us highly favored, the way God sees us. Does God see us as good people, or does God see us as bad people? It's all about how God sees you, not about how these people in this world see you, not about how your brother or sister or your mom or your dad or your cousins or anybody else that is not contributing to your healing and your growth. None of what they think or none of what they say will establish who you are. You establish who you are. So I want you guys to just consider this. I want you to take it in a little bit and just think about it. As you guys know, these are always topics, discussions, and, conversations that we all sit down and think about sometimes. Sometimes we don't. But it's something we need to talk about and discuss in today's world. Because everybody wants to be seen in some kind of way or some kind of light. But it's not about how we are seen. It's about what is true. It's about who we really are as a individual. And most importantly, how God sees us. As long as we aren't the kind of people who try to do anything and everything to win at all costs. We aren't people that are trying to deliberately hurt other people just because we are hurt people. As long as we aren't out here doing the wrong things to gain, going about things in the wrong way, as long as we are operating out of truth, operating out of integrity, dignity, and respect for other people as well, that is what makes us emperors and empresses, gods and goddesses, and highly favored. So I thank you guys for tuning in to Luminous's Intuitive Talks, where we receive divine messages, warnings, advice, things we like to hear and things we'd rather not. Okay? So I'm going to get you guys on the next video. And again, I apologize for the little noise in the background. Okay? As you guys know, I'm a mother, so you will hear a little interruptions every now and then from the little ones, but all is well. As long as we receive our messages and have our discussions and talks, everything is all good. So as usual, I love you guys, and thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't be, or who you can't be, what you can manage and what you cannot. Only you can do that and establish that. So I will catch you guys on the next video. All right? Bye.